What up, guys? Today I'm just gonna throw you guys a little tip about making percussion loops using Apple loops. Sounds counterintuitive, it's actually super simple. First thing I want to do is type in analog drum. And I'm at 150 BPM, so let's just go by tempo. Some of them are super corny like that, but I'm looking for something repetitive and interesting. Yeah, that'll work. So let me drag that onto an audio track. And it auto maps to your project's tempo. Apple loops are dope like that. So now that we have a perc loop starter, just throw some fades in between those chops. First thing I want to do is bounce this down. What I do from here, pitch it up a little bit, hold Option, drag the up arrow up. Just so it's a little bit more high pitched, I want to slap halftime on there. I'm looking for a groove where the snare is still in the threes, so I can line it up with my regular drums. Let's bounce up down one more time. I'm just going to take some of these hits and reverse them. Let's see. If I want some compression, the quiet sounds are too quiet compared to the loud ones. So keep bouncing stuff down. I just want to bake those effects in so I can export the final perc loop and it just be a finished audio track. So this last snare hit, I'm going to try reversing it right at the end of the first two bars. And I'm just going to take those first two bars and repeat it. You definitely want to keep them simple and repetitive. Keep in mind you're going to be layering this on top of drums usually. You want to keep it pretty simple. I would slap some effects on here. And this is where you can inject a ton of character into the perc loop. So I'm going to do my pan. I'm going to go RC20. Kind of degrade the sound a little bit. Going to put an EQ at the end, and this is super important. You want to eventually blend this perc loop into the rest of your drums. To make that as easy as possible, you want to place a pretty harsh EQ on the end of your effects chain. Cut out all these lows to start, but make sure it still contains some of that low mid. And then sometimes, I'm not sure if I'll do it or not, I like to throw a high cut as well. Just a stock bit crusher before that final EQ. Okay, so I'm going to bounce that down one final time and I'm just going to label it something interesting. And then you want to notate the tempo. Just use your handle at the end. Bounce this down and that is the final perc loop. Got some good movement. More importantly, it sounds totally unique compared to this first pattern, the Apple loops. We took that and turned it into this. Hope that helps you guys come up with some creative ways to sauce up your beats. I dropped all my kits below. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see y'all Saturday. Peace.